guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my February rankings video. I'm so excited to chat about all the palettes I tried out in the month of February. So if you guys are nosy, just keep watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. Every month I rank the eyeshadow palettes I tried. And today is the day, folks, the day I have been dreading. I always get really anxious about ranking eyeshadow palettes for absolutely no reason, and then I of course delay it. Today did go pretty easy because let me tell you, I tried some bad palettes in February 2022. So you guys are about to get some good roasting as well as some awesome palettes. So without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, number 12 is by far the worst eyeshadow palette I've tried in a hot second. It is the Morphe Zen Palette. And I'm not gonna lie, I have tried some good Morphe palettes. I felt like the original Jaclyn Hill palette was nice. Even the second one, the one that was like purples and yellows and reds, that one was really nice. Their Cherry Coke palette was really nice. So they've done some good eyeshadows. They're capable. They are, but this palette, oh my gosh, color story, 10 out of 10. The eyeshadow quality, not a 10 out of 10. I will say maybe if I just did like one quick swipe of color kind of looks where I didn't try to mix too many shades together, maybe I could work something out, but overall just the pigmentation was not there. I will try and remember to link the videos in the description box for you guys in case you want to check them out, but ooh, this was rough. So I feel like I took one for the team because this palette I think launched last year and I was so curious about this palette, as I'm sure some of you guys were too, because like I said, it's a really cute color story, but I think as far as pastels go, there are way better palettes out there, so I would say definitely skip this one. Next is, again, another horrible palette. Oh my gosh, this was extra disappointing because it is one by BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics makes some of the best affordable eyeshadow palettes that I know, and they announced that they were sold to Makeup Revolution this past month, and things are just going downhill for them. So I was like placing a Beauty Bay order, and these eyeshadows came to Europe for some reason. They never came to the BH website in the US, so you couldn't buy it in the US, but I was placing a BH order anyway, so I figured let me just grab it, and I did because I like this color story. There is a sun version of this palette as well with more like sunset type vibes, but I went for this one because I thought the color story was kind of different from what I have. Let me tell you, just save your money. This palette is not the same good quality that we're used to when it comes to BH. Plus, if you're looking for good cool tones, there's just so many other palettes. I would recommend checking out ColourPop, but this is not it, sis. I really regret spending my money on this palette. In 10th place, this one was pretty bad too. Not as bad as the other two, but it was rough out there. So this is the Love Notes palette by Beauty Bay. And you guys know I ranked Beauty Bay's Wilderness palette as my top palette of 2021. So I was so excited when they announced a new collection. The metallics are beautiful. The thing is with this palette, I just feel like it's very much like a pastel-y light palette. I didn't feel like the shadows blended very well. So I did struggle quite a bit with this palette. Honestly, I haven't felt the desire to reach back for this palette, and I really haven't had the time, so I need to test this out more, but we'll see. I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it, and after the first time, I wasn't really feeling like grabbing it and trying it back on either. So I was very disappointed that I wasn't loving that one because I love Beauty Bay's eyeshadows, but we'll see. I'll maybe try and give it another chance in the future. Number 9 is this one from Gorman Girls. They actually sent this to me. This was their like Valentines launch, and this palette has a really pretty color story. I did struggle with the formula quite a bit. I'd be curious to know what your guys' thoughts were on this if you ended up buying this and trying it out. I know some people love this eyeshadow formula and they get along with it really well. I mean, the colors are stunning. They get along with it really well, but for me it was just tough. So we'll have to see. Again, another palette that I need to give another shot to. I just have not had the time. but I'll be curious to see if you guys pick this up. What are your thoughts on this palette? Now, in 8th place is another one that I thought the mattes were bad, but the metallics were absolutely gorgeous. You haven't seen this video yet. I think I'm going to post it this week though, because I've just had so many other videos I want to get up sooner. So this is the LA Girl Festy Bestie eyeshadow palette. Absolutely stunning, stunning color story, beautiful metallics. Highly recommend checking out that video if you are thinking about buying this. I mean, I feel like the metallics alone are worth picking this palette up over. They foil really, really nicely, and it's such an affordable eyeshadow palette. So if you're on a budget and you're looking for a colorful palette, maybe you want to consider this one. Okay, in 7th place, I did group these palettes together because ain't nobody got time to be ranking these individually, but it's the Colored Rain Chic collection eyeshadow palettes. These are so cute. I will say the green one is probably my favorite, but I did 4 looks with each of the palettes, and I thought that was a great way to test each palette out. So I would highly recommend checking out that video if you're curious about any of these. I don't think you need all of these. I would just say pick out your favorite 1 or 2 unless you're able to grab them on sale, of course. Okay, in 6th place is the Bloom palette by Clarity Cosmetics. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I was really happy with this. I've kind of had hit or miss luck with Clarity, so I was like holding my breath on this palette because I was really nervous, but I will say this palette is really nice. I do try to read my comment section as much as possible, and I will say that I always see comments more than a regular amount when it comes to Clarity on like customer service issues. So obviously I don't own the brand. I'm not friends with the owner or anything like that. This is just my personal perspective. I've bought the palettes. I've had good luck with some. I've had bad luck with some. I don't think it's out of the ordinary. I would just say proceed with caution. There are a lot of great brands out there, so if you're not comfortable, don't feel the need to buy anything if you're not comfortable with the brand, because there's way too many options out there for you to be stressed out about makeup. You know what I mean? Okay, in 5th place, this guy actually surprised me. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Crush palette. I actually really like this one way more than the Love palette, like the Mini Love palette. As you can see, there are a lot of like pinky, purpley red palettes for the month of February, which of course is like Valentine's Day. So kind of cliche, but I was loving the pinks and the reds for that month. Okay, in 4th place is this beautiful palette from Lethal Cosmetics. They actually created a more affordable multi-chrome formula for this palette, and I think this is my favorite color story from them. This is their Nightflower palette, and what a cute color story. I just really enjoy this, and so yeah, I'm ranking it in number 4. Okay, in 3rd place is a newer to me indie brand. This is Sugar Drizzle, and the owner of Sugar Drizzle actually sent this with an order that I had placed, so I bought their Flamingo and Butterfly palette, and I knew this palette was coming out, and she actually snuck it into my order. This is such a pretty color story. I actually talked about this in my video on Sunday where I talked about some spring palettes, and I just think this is such a fun color story. It's a little bit different from the things I've seen in the past, and I thought these shadows were very nice and pigmented. I still want to play with this even more, but I am very excited to see what else they come out with in the future because it's definitely an up-and-coming brand in my books. Okay, in 2nd place, oh my gosh, you guys, I have the Plain Jane Remastered palette. I'm also wearing Adept on my eyes today. In case you haven't guessed, I'm wearing the Heather Austin palette. This look will be up, I think, on Friday. I'm going to try and post like 2 or 3 looks with the Heather Austin palette. I already did a first impressions video on Sunday, so highly recommend checking that out in case you want to see swatches on my skin tone. I know Heather did swatches on 2 different skin tones, well, her skin tone and her friend's skin tone, So I thought that was such a nice touch. And yeah, anyway, Heather, of course, convinced me that I needed the remastered palette from Adept, so I did grab it. It's a gorgeous palette. It is all shimmer. I really like that they redid the packaging and stuff. I did get a few comments that people were annoyed that they decided to remaster the Plain Jane palette, but I feel like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just makeup, and at the end of the day, brands are trying to improve. They're trying to get better. And why would Adept keep creating a Plain Jane palette that they were only half satisfied with? Like, if she wanted to upgrade the packaging, if she had to change some colors around, like, it's not a big deal. You don't have to buy it if you don't want it. And if you want it, you can have both. No big deal. I've paid for both of my Plain Jane palettes and I have no problem with that. So I don't know. I just feel like, is it really fair to blame the brand or be upset with the brand because they decided to reinvigorate an existing palette in their collection? I don't know. That's my opinion. I just wanted to address that because I did see some comments. To me, it's worth having every Adept palette because I love Adept and I like to collect their eyeshadow palettes. I have every eyeshadow palette they've made, so of course I was going to get this one. It was a no-brainer for me. Anyways, number one, I'm sure you guys have already guessed, but it's going to my favorite, my baby. This is the Hella palette. Well, not my baby, it's Angie's baby, but it's like my niece. No, I'm just kidding. But I love this palette so much. It's actually restocking today. So yeah, I know I've mentioned that it's restocking a few times in different videos, but it's only because I don't want you guys to miss it. Angie did say this is the last restock. So if you are wanting this, if you're able to get it, obviously go ahead and grab it. I do understand that not everyone can afford to buy eyeshadow palettes at this price point. But, you know, for the people that are able to pick it up, I would hate for you to miss it. So set an alarm, grab it while you can. And yeah, absolutely stunning palette. She did such a good job. I love Oden's Eyes formula. I love the metallics. So buttery and creamy. And I'm just so, like, excited for my friends that they've both launched amazing palettes. February for Angie, March for Heather. I'm on cloud 9 for both of them. And both of them collabed with brands that make formulas that I absolutely love. So I am in my own personal makeup heaven because I just get to play with pretty sparkly eyeshadows all day long. So that is it. That is my ranking video for the month of February. Let me know what's your favorite palette from February 2022. You guys know I love chatting to you in the comments, so I will see you down there and I will see you in a new video probably tomorrow because I really want to post my LA Girl palette. So watch it if you have some time, please. It really helps me out. Also, I just wanted to mention I did apply to be on the Sephora squad. I think I had like close to 120 testimonials. That is freaking amazing, you guys. Thank you to everyone that's already left a testimonial. If you could just take some time, it doesn't need to be long. I think you could even write me like one sentence and that will be so helpful. I mean, the competition is fierce, you guys. It's a lot of really big creators that have platforms that are 2, 3, 10 times the size of mine. So I'm just a little tiny little peanut here just trying to get by, but I really appreciate everyone that took the time to write me a testimonial. Thank you so much. I will see you in a new video tomorrow. Bye guys.